The World is Too Much With Us by William Wordsworth. Analysis by William Loudermilk. Narrated by Samantha Saito. Born in England in 1770, William Wordsworth was one of the founders of English Romanticism. Wordsworth had a deep love of nature and compassion for his fellow man. He was concerned with humanity's relationship with nature, and he was a strong advocate of using the vocabulary and speech patterns of common people. He is most famous for his works Tintern Abbey and Daffodils, but it is his sonnet, The World is Too Much With Us, that resonates with me the most. Romanticism was a movement that dominated all genres, literature, music, art, and architecture. In the first half of the 19th century, it was present in both Europe and the United States. Romanticism started in the late 18th century as a response against the ideals of order, calm, harmony, idealization, and rationality. The movement was, in part, a reaction to the Industrial Revolution and the scientific rationalization of nature. William Wordsworth looked out over the landscape of England and saw the effects that the First Industrial Revolution was having on humankind and nature. Wordsworth believed humankind's relationship with nature was suffering because of the mechanical and technological advances that had completely transformed life in England and beyond. He thought that the connections between mankind and nature were dwindling, and he blamed the new industrial society and mankind's desire for material pursuits.
The World is Too Much With Us by William Wordsworth. The world is too much with us. Late and soon, getting and spending, we lay waste our powers. Little we see in nature that is ours. We have given our hearts away, a sordid boon. This sea that bears her bosom to the moon, the winds that will be howling at all hours, and are upgathered now like sleeping flowers. For this, for everything, we are out of tune. It moves us not. Great God, I'd rather be a pagan suckled in a creed outworn. So might I, standing on this pleasant lea, have glimpses that would make me less forlorn, have sight of Proteus rising from the sea, or hear old Triton blow his wreathed horn.
Wordsworth laments how the world, the industrialization, the materialism, the spending on, and the accumulating of goods is driving a wedge between humankind and nature. Humankind is getting and spending, but at what cost? The urban lifestyle has too much control over our lives, and we are no longer in touch with the rhythms of nature. Our power to identify with nature has been lost, and with it, an appreciation of the natural world around us. Humankind has focused their powers on building and obtaining material objects, and in the process, given our hearts away. Wordsworth explores the effects urbanization has on society and the individual. In the first 9 lines, he refers to society as us, we, and our. The collective society lay waste to what matters, nature, in pursuit of what does not matter, materialism. Society is moving as a collective, like a giant machine, losing its identity along the way. The new world that humankind has created is ever-present, late and soon, and the like-minded desires of the individual are resulting in a homogeneous society. Wordsworth laments we are out of tune with nature. In the second half of the poem, Wordsworth uses the pronoun I and creates a first-person speaker. Great God, the speaker shouts, I'd rather be a pagan. As a pagan, the speaker might see the Greek gods Proteus or Triton, gods who represented a connection with nature and an individualism. In Greek mythology, there are many gods, all with unique identities, but those gods have been replaced by a single god, one with a single identity. Is worship becoming homogenized, just like the homogenization that exists in large industrialized cities? Has nature and all its uniqueness been replaced by an urban jungle that has been created to feed our hunger for material goods? Might I, the speaker asks, have glimpses of these pagan gods and make me less forlorn? William Wordsworth's poem, The World is Too Much With Us, is an Italian sonnet. Sonnets have 3 things in common. They are 14 lines long, have a regular rhyme scheme, and a strict metrical construction. The rhyme scheme is typical of Italian sonnets. The first 8 lines, or octave, are mirror images of each other and would match up perfectly if folded over. It goes A, B, B, A, A, B, B, A. The last 6 lines, or sestet, follow this rhyming pattern, C, D, C, D, C, D. The poem is written in iambic pentameter, which is 5 stressed and 5 unstressed syllables in an alternating pattern. William Wordsworth was a strong proponent of using the vocabulary and speech patterns of common people. However, over time, some words were used less often and others fall out of favor completely. The following words are sometimes used less often today: lay waste, sordid boon, upgathered, creed outworn, and lee. I chose William Wordsworth's sonnet, "The World is Too Much With Us," because I like the themes of nature and society and the relevance of both in today's world. The first 2 lines in the poem are, "The world is too much with us, late and soon. Getting and spending, we lay waste our powers." I was instantly drawn to the words, "The world is too much with us," and I felt that this poem, although written over 200 years ago, was describing our present-day society, and I wanted to learn how Wordsworth perceived the effects materialism was having on humanity. The sonnet is written during the First Industrial Revolution, and the themes are urbanization, materialism, humanity, God, and nature, and I was very interested in learning Wordsworth's views on society during this time period. William Wordsworth, poet and author of the sonnet "The World is Too Much With Us," 1807, asserts that the First Industrial Revolution and its urbanizing effects on society has caused humankind to become more materialistic and to value less the importance of nature. Wordsworth gives weight to his assertion by explaining that humankind is out of tune with all aspects of nature, the moon, the wind, and the flowers. Wordsworth's intention is to point out that humankind has given their hearts away in pursuit of material goods, and he does this in order to show that this behavior is pulling mankind away from the rhythms of nature. Wordsworth writes in a lamenting tone, and he conveys his sadness in society's choices. Wordsworth shows the reader his deep disappointment in humankind's quest for material goods over an appreciation of the natural world around us.